Now Arsenal just got robbed by VAR in a game against Newcastle away from home. Their first loss of the Premier League season and their third loss this season so far. Now, as an Arsenal fan, the past week has been absolutely hectic. Last weekend we battered Sheffield United 5-0 at home, and to top it off, Eddie Nketiah bagged a hat-trick. And due to that crazy phenomenon, Arsenal fans thought we unlocked a new zone, like this new system of rotated players could handle themselves against any team. But we beat Sheffield United. I was seeing hundreds of posts about why Nketiah should be our main striker. But then reality, struck Arsenal fans. As usual, losing 3-1 to West Ham United in the Carabao Cup with a performance that I can only describe as absolutely weak. It was boys against men out there. Paqueta doing rainbow flicks, Kudus doing kick-ups on the pitch. Bro, it was like a carnival. We were just getting toyed about with, and it was inevitable because the squad that we went out with was, I don't know, that would be like maybe 3 stars on FIFA. But where fans started to question this performance, the real ones had optimism. Optimism is key! Because an intellectual fan will tell you that the Carabao Cup doesn't matter. So we can rotate as many players as we like, as long as we win our next game. So going into this Newcastle game, expectations were high. We were looking to bounce back from a terrible performance in the Carabao Cup. In a lot of the Arsenal fans' heads, they were probably thinking we're going to go strong on Saturday. Not with this weak Carabao Cup team of frauds. We're going to go out with a bang. We're going to come on Saturday with all our troops, get ready, and just slump Newcastle. But today, that didn't happen at all. The whole team were lackluster. Our attack non-existent. Our wingers were hidden. This game was a disgrace. Newcastle absolutely bodied us off the pitch. We had all the possession, we had more shots than them, but realistically, we didn't do anything to deserve to win that game. And again, our wingers were either behind bars or literally cosplaying as ghosts. The only positive for me personally was Declan Rice being able to lead the team. When we're down in the dumps, when nobody is performing, he was still, attacking, leading the front, and also dropping back and making last-ditch tackles. He is relentless. Now in the game, an early challenge from Kai Havertz set the tone. We really got let off there because somehow this wasn't a red card. After that challenge, Newcastle just said, you know what, this is Sparta. What is your profession? Bro, we did not come to play football, we came for war. And straight after that, Bruno Guimaraes thought this was the battlefield and decided to elbow John Jones style Jorginho in the back of the head. And again, nobody saw. They said, you know what, play on. Like this is some sort of 5-a-side power league. Tensions were absolutely flared and the game had been heated up going into half time. And with the addition of Livramento, Arsenal were in for more depression in the second half because Livramento locked up Martinelli even more. It's like he was already on a sentence, in the first half. He was already kind of, in prison, but he just went on a longer sentence. They transferred him to a different prison and he was locked up even more. But what doesn't help is that the right-hand side was completely rendered useless from the beginning of the game because I didn't really see maybe more than 2 highlights from Saka in the game. And I can just tell by looking at his play, he is not 100%. He has been overplayed and now, in games that we need him to be clutch, he's disappearing. We need a backup. Our backup for Bukayo Saka, who is arguably, a top 5 winger in the league, is Reece Nelson. Now it got even more chaotic when in the 60th minute, Joe Linton broke through, with a ball in behind, bypassing Ben White, dribbling with the ball, losing it. Then it goes to Jacob Murphy. He puts the ball across the box. Terrible ball, by the way. Bypasses everyone. Ends up nearly going out for a corner. Goes off the pitch. And then Willett gets it from off the pitch. Brings it back onto the pitch. Crosses it in. And then Gabriel at the back post gets pushed by Joe Linton. Joe Linton heads it. And then it goes into the path of Anthony Gordon. And Anthony Gordon puts it in the back of the net. The scrappiest goal I've ever seen. And probably not going to count, right? No? So the ball wasn't out. Okay, cool. And the Joe Linton, he didn't push him. Okay, cool. And then there was no offside. So it counted 1-0 Newcastle. Okay, cool. I'm going to go jump off the balcony. So the ball going out of play. Now, I've seen Arteta's reaction. It's embarrassing. It's disgraceful. It's
an absolute disgrace.
In reality, when we gotta be real as fans, the number one rule in life when playing football is that you play to the whistle. It doesn't matter what happens, you play until that whistle is blown. But these players As soon as something happened, Willock was just in the corner. There was no confirmation that it was out. Or you might have seen it with your eyes, but they all paused. And like 4 of them were looking at the referee instead of pressing the man that had the ball, that took time, to put a cross into the box. That's a situation that could have got eliminated if we just pressed the man. Secondly, the ball coming in, like in behind Ben White into Joe Linton, catching out Saliba, that shouldn't have happened. So 2 opportunities to cancel out this move, you failed both. And then when the ball gets crossed in, Raya, you're not of the last dragon, you're a fraud. Your positioning in this situation was awful. And time again, I am seeing the ball float over your head. You shouldn't be getting lobbed unless the person that is shooting is like Francesco Totti, because you're getting lobbed from crosses. It doesn't make sense because he put himself in some awkward position. Gabriel, I don't know if he actually gets pushed. He looks like he's going down. I want to be that guy that says, the ball was out of bounds. So, the goal should have been ruled out. Arsenal should have gone on and won the game. But in reality, we were so bad. So bad. We did not deserve to win. So if a decision like that goes against us, I'll blame the play before that even led us to be in that position. How did we even get in the position to concede a goal like this? Why are we not playing to the whistle? I didn't even want to make a video reacting to Arsenal. I literally didn't. But this past week as an Arsenal fan has been too much to handle. Going from 5-0, everyone gassed about Eddie Nketiah hat-trick, to losing 1-0 to Newcastle. And Newcastle were amazing, by the way. They are dogs. I mentioned it the other day when I talked about how they beat Man United. They are dogs out there. This has been Jib Rules. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share it too. Do everything.